Hello, dear friends. Today, again, I am with you to discuss one of the most important topics in India that we are watching in television and newspaper. So, this is between India and Nepal issue, and recently, controversy erupts after Nepal depicted the territory of India in his own map after a parliament resolution. So the question is why India and Nepal are arguing over this issue and what is this Kala Pani that we are seeing in the news. So before going into detail, let me just give you a brief about India and Nepal relationship. So India and Nepal shares a very unique relationship from many centuries, from past many centuries, and you must be knowing that despite having a political boundary, neither country has allowed this political boundary to interrupt the age old traffic of people who shares ties of kinship, religion, and culture. There are around 6 to 8 million Nepali citizens who are currently living and working in India, which is a moment of happiness for Nepali government. And before this controversy erupted in last week, our honorable PM as well as PM of Nepal have jointly inaugurated Motihari Amlechganj petroleum line. Amlechganj is in Nepal. So before this pipeline, the entire petroleum used to go via trucks. So you must be knowing that the terrain there is very much prone to climatic conditions. So many natural calamities occurs in between. So most of the time the truck used to get devastated by any natural calamity or for the matter sometimes it had been contaminated by the local smugglers. So despite having so much good relationships with Nepal, so why recently India and Nepal are at the front side? Why they are arguing? So let's discuss. So the what is the context of this issue? Why? How this recently came into news? So the background of this lies in. So recently, our Defense Minister Mr. Rajnath Singh has inaugurated a road from Dharachula to Lipo Lake. Lipo Lake is in China border, and Dharchula is in Pithoragarh district of Uttarakhand in India. So this was inaugurated via video conferencing on 8th of May 2020. After this, only the controversy that we are going to discuss has erupted. So, first of all, discuss what's the significance of this road. Why government of India has spent millions in construction of this road. So, first of all, uh, earlier Mansarovar pilgrimage used to go via Sikkim, and that was basically a trekking route. So you will see in history and any time in the civilization, the conversion of a trekking route to a metal road is always a boon, either to pilgrims, traders, or any civilization for the matter. So at present, I said that travel to Kailash Mansarovar takes around 2 to 3 weeks through Sikkim or Nepal route. Lipu Lake route had a track of 90 kilometers, that's too at a very high altitude terrain. So you can easily understand that it create a lot of difficulty for elder yatris who go for pilgrimage. But now with this route, this yatra can be completed by vehicle too. Additionally, this road follows the traditional pilgrimage route for कैलाश मानसरोवर यात्रा, मतलब जो पहले से होता आ रहा था. So before discussing further, we need to dig little deep into the history. So you must not have heard this, but earlier Nepalese kingdom territory extend much beyond what we see at present. So in 1816, there was a Anglo-Nepalese war in which Nepalese kingdom was defeated, and as a result, Sugoli Treaty was signed between East India Company and Nepal, and Sigoli Treaty stated that Nepal ceded to British the whole of the lowland between River Kali and Rapti, and the survey of maps since 1870 show the area of Lipu Lake down to Kalapani as a part of British India. ओके, और यहाँ पे फिफ्थ पॉइंट में ये क्लियरली लिखा है कि बोथ राणा रूलर्स ऑफ नेपाल एंड नेपलीज किंग्स एक्सेप्टेड दिस बाउंड्री एंड नेवर रेज एनी ऑब्जेक्शन विद द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया आफ्टर इंडियाज इंडिपेंडेंस. इन दिस रोड our government has nothing to do with. We have inherited all these things from East India Company. To show you in a pictograph graphically, so you can see Kalapani. Here it is shown in India. Contrary to what Nepal has been showing in his own map. So you can very clearly see that Kalapani is at the tri-junction of China, Nepal and India, and is of very strategic importance to India. But why this controversy arise when we are very happily living throughout these 2 centuries? So what happens very recently? So this controversy is not very new, to be very specific. We have been dealing with it from past many decades, and the point of controversy is basically the point of origin of Kali River. So as per the Sugoli Treaty, it was decided that all area lower to River Kali will be ceded to East India Company. But as per present controversy and even last 20-30 years, Nepal is claiming that the source of River Kali, that is Kalapani, is incorrect. And this issue generally happens in the geographical things. If you see, river generally deviates from its path over so much duration. So it's not very unnatural to see that course of river is changing. It's very much observable and acceptable. So, but now Nepal is creating a controversy for this. By 2007, Nepal and India holds a very technical level joint boundary working group, agreed on 182 strips of map covering 98% of boundary. So what we are stating here, that we have dealt with more than 98% of the territory disputes. You must not have seen it in the news, but yes, we have dealt with more than 98% of the territorial disputes with Nepal. But these two disputes are still not resolved now. But this time the Nepal reaction is a bit unusually aggressive towards India. First of all, they have deployed force close to Kalapani, and the timing and the manner it was deployed has really raised concern in New Delhi, because Indo-Tibetan border police is also located in Kalapani, since it's close to Indo-China border, but Indian forces are not there because of Nepal. It's only Indo-Tibetan border police. It's a different from Indian forces. And one thing is politically opportunism. So it's very obvious in almost all countries that whenever any political party or any political leadership is facing any crisis, they try to erupt any nationalist agenda. So this can be attributed to the same thing. The present government of Nepal was very much in trouble due to their policies, so they have tried to engage the attention of Nepali citizens towards this, because it's very easy to get people nationalized by such issue, because people get emotionally connected. So this is the main reason. This is one of the main reason for Nepal reaction this time. And again, China politics is obvious. Nepal can't do such type of politics without the backing of China, because ultimately if Indo-Nepal relations will be deteriorated, China will be at the most beneficial position. Now, what's the way ahead? So, I have told you that more than 98% of the territorial disputes have already been settled. So, why we have not yet settled this? But again, if we trace back to the history, Indian government has shown so much enthusiasm for dealing these issues, but it seems from the Nepal behavior that they just want to create a rhetoric. They are not interested in really resolving the issue. It would be good for India to regularly offer to take up such outstanding issue bilaterally, so that if in future Nepal tries to put this issue uh, over international community, so we can at least list publicly that see, we have tried to resolve the issue with you in this year, but you have not shown enthusiasm, you have not even shown interest to follow up with this issue. And so conclusion, I will say that that's not a very difficult issue. India has already dealt with Bangladesh in 2015 with a 100 constitutional amendment act, when land swap agreement was happened between India and Bangladesh. So with regular connection, with regular diplomatic relations, this issue can be resolved. It's not a very a big deal. But yes, we should not be very much sensitive about these things on social media. We should not say that Nepal is doing this at the behest of China, because these are a small country and they get offended at times. So we need to close this issue at a very silent mode. So I was reading somewhere it was written that first you lower the temperature and then diffuse the issue. That means first you establish a nice relationship with Nepal, hold a talks with them, and then gradually the diffuse the temperature. That means gradually solve this issue and resolve it. Now the time has come that we should resolve this issue. It's the time. So guys, hope you like this. Thank you.